Welcome to the Wealth Project Podcast. Join us as we take the journey from employee to entrepreneur. Now your hosts, Sergio Suarez and Marco Suarez.
Welcome back to another episode of the Wealth Project Podcast. This is episode 13. I'm one of your co-hosts, Marco, and unfortunately, Sergio couldn't be here with us this week. Him and his wife are dealing with a loss in the family, so it's a little bit of a tragic week for them. Our thoughts and prayers out to them today. Today, I just wanted to share with you guys 8 tools, tips, tricks that you can use to get started in your online business. But before we do that, let's dive into some business news as always. And I found this article here. Google has come out and said that they fully fixed the Google de-indexing bug. And for those of you who weren't familiar with that, basically what had happened is that Google's system was dropping pages from Google, and now all of a sudden people were not ranking and they were losing traffic and everything. So as of today, it appears April 11th at 7:54 a.m. they posted that the Google indexing the issue has now been fully resolved, and we apologize for your inconvenience. We appreciate your patience as we restored normal operation. So basically for a couple of weeks, pages were dropping off the map, but it looks like they fully fixed it. Everything should be back to normal now. So that's some good news. Without further ado then, let's dive right into this episode. All right, so the first tool I want to talk with you guys today is, you just saw me use it. It's actually called Nuzzle. And the reason it's so important is staying in the know when it comes to anything in your business, in any market. Staying in the know is super important. But there's tons of media sources out there. So it could be incredibly difficult to track what is relevant and what isn't. This is where Nuzzle comes into play, and that's the app you just saw me read the article from. And what it does is it actually allows you to track the latest news in whatever niche or market that you're in. Super convenient, and allows you to stay on top of things. The bonus feature with Nuzzle, though, is that it can actually sync with your Twitter account. And so basically everybody that you follow on Twitter or follows you, whenever they read an article, Nuzzle will actually post it on the front page of your feed, and at the bottom of the article, it'll show you who has read it and how many people have read it. So basically, if you're following, like for business, if I follow Neil Patel, for example, on Twitter, and he's read an article, it'll show me that he's read the article as well as anybody else who's read that article. So it's a super handy tool to check out. If the big names in your industry are reading in it, then it's probably something you want to get informed on too. And so you can visit the website, and we'll post the link in the notes below. And let's see here. What else can I tell you about it? I think that's pretty much covers Nuzzle. So let's jump to the next topic here, and that's going to be social media. So social media, I guess it can be a tool, and there's a bunch of different platforms around social media. So I'm going to go over the big ones with you, and let's start with Facebook. Facebook has the largest network of people, and it's basically such a great tool for advertising. I mean, you've heard us talk about it in past episodes. We talk about how big it is, how to use it for advertising your business, whatever it may be. So Facebook's platform actually has over 2 billion registered users that are on it every month. So it's a good platform to use if you want to advertise or you want to reach and expand your markets for your business. The next biggest one is the one that we just recently started using a couple episodes ago, and that's YouTube. YouTube is a great way to gain exposure and basically build a relationship with people. You get yourself discovered. People can like when they see a face behind the camera and whatnot. So that's a great platform to use like we do. Pinterest is another good one. Pinterest is really good for social marketers. If you like to share ideas, maybe check out Pinterest. We had an episode earlier with Angie Gensler, and she's really big on Pinterest because she's in the health and wellness industry. So she was able to share a lot of great ideas, and through that build a really good following. So that was her thing. And I mean, if that's kind of what you're in, depending on what business you're in, that's kind of what you want to aim for if you're looking to advertise there. The next one is Tumblr, and this is one that I'm going to have to start utilizing because I'm a blogger myself. And actually, I just want to point this out. If you were a fan of our blogs and you noticed last week we did miss a blog, and that was completely my fault. It was poor planning and scheduling on my part. And so to make up for that this week, we're actually going to be having 3 blogs this weekend. So look forward to that. There's going to be one released on Friday, one on Saturday, and one on Sunday. So lots of great content coming up for you guys. But jumping back into it, yeah, Tumblr, designed for bloggers. Basically, you can share anything on there, and it basically formats it into a blog for you, and it's fully customizable. I'm not too familiar with this one yet. Like I said, I'm still exploring it. Not really still exploring it. I haven't even started on it, to be honest, but that's something I'm going to have to look into because, yeah, love blogging, something I'm going to have to get into for sure. The next social media platform that we want to talk about is Instagram, and this is similar to YouTube. It's owned by Facebook as well, the group that owns Facebook, obviously, Mark Zuckerberg. Instagram is another great tool for sharing content and gaining exposure for yourself. You know, if you own a travel blog, Instagram is like a great way. You know, you post pictures of everywhere that you've been. And with Instagram, what they have is called a hashtag feature. So basically, when you post a hashtag on your pictures or whatever, you can post up to 30, I believe it is. That's whatever is trending in that topic, people can click on it. And, you know, so if you're traveling, let's say you're in Brazil and you post hashtag traveling, hashtag Brazil or something, people can click on the hashtag Brazil or hashtag traveling, and your pictures will show up on a page. And so anybody can basically find you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, it's not just your friends or social network that meets you. Anybody can find you there. The next one I want to talk about, and we touched on a little bit earlier because we talked about it in Nuzzle, is Twitter. Twitter is a big one for businesses. This is a great way to follow people. A lot of people sell and advertise their stuff on Twitter. It's really big for businesses because you can follow and gain a lot of good advice from the leaders in your market. Neil Patel, for example, like we said, Pat Flynn for us is bloggers and podcasters. So if you're not on Twitter, I definitely recommend checking that out. Completely free to check out. And the last one I want to talk to you guys about today is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a networking tool where individuals or businesses can connect with each other. And you basically just share ideas, and you basically post a profile about yourself, but you're professional. It's a professional profile. So basically people can come on, see what you do, and you can actually hire the ideal candidates for your business if that's something that you want to look into. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And that covers social media. There's a bunch of other platforms, but I think those are the biggest ones and that I want to talk to you guys about today. So the next one that we'll talk about is Fiverr. So this is our third tip now, Fiverr. If you haven't heard of Fiverr, this is a great tool for anybody just starting out. Fiverr is basically a platform that you can go on, and basically it's a bunch of freelancers that are willing to sell their services as they're trying to build their portfolios and, you know, get their names out there. They'll sell their services to you for dirt cheap, like as low as $5, hence the name Fiverr. So if you're just starting out your business, it doesn't matter what business you're in, online or not, you can go on there to get a bunch of different things. You can get social media coaching, you can get web design, you can business coaching, life coaching, logos. That's actually where we got our logo. We designed if we had known, we probably would have got one website professionally designed from there, but we didn't think about it at the time, and we're actually pretty happy with our website, so no complaints there. But we did get our logo done on Fiverr, and I think we had three basic logos that the guy had designed for us, and it cost us something like $10. That was it. And I mean, it looks professionally done. It's awesome. So if you haven't checked out Fiverr, definitely recommend you check that out. But there is one thing that I have to warn you about. As you start to advance into your business and start to get into more advanced techniques when it comes to advertising your business or whatnot, there are services offered on Fiverr for things such as like SEO. I talked about SEO in a different episode, and I could talk about it for hours, but I don't want to do that this episode. But there's a thing in SEO, search engine optimization, called backlinks. And if you go into Fiverr, you can actually find people that will sell you like 100 backlinks or 1,000 backlinks to your website. And if you're familiar with search engine optimization, that sounds really good, but you have to remember, as you get into these advanced techniques, everything is about quality. So you can buy these 100 backlinks, but the thing is if your backlinks are coming from websites that have nothing to do with your market, like say with business, I write a business blog or something, and then somebody that owns a travel blog backlinks to my business blog on Facebook advertising or something, it's not going to be that powerful. So you have to be careful with who you're buying these backlinks from, because Google is actually really smart and they'll track that and they'll see, okay, well, this guy's got backlinks from this website. This doesn't make sense. Why are they linking together? And it'll actually harm your rankings. Google's really smart that way. And the same thing comes to down to that when it comes with content posting. Like if you're a blogger, you can purchase, little articles and whatnot from from Fiverr, and you can post them on your website. But Google, what it does is it's so smart. It actually tracks the clicks on your website. So if they find your page on Google, they click on your website and they read the blog and it's not really quality content, nothing that's really providing value, and they click away from your website and they go back to Google and search the same thing and go to the next website, Google can actually track that. So they track how much time people are spending on your website, if they're clicking links to go from your website to other places, or if they're clicking links to visit other parts of your website. And basically, quality is key. So if they're on your website for 30 seconds, they read your content, they don't like it, click away, go back to Google. Google tracks that. That hurts your rankings as well. Once again, like I said, I could talk about SEO for probably hours, but I just wanted to make note of that with Fiverr. So be careful with what you're buying. Make sure if you're just starting out, it's fine. But once you get more advanced, start to do things more professionally, get the higher quality content. What's next here? So our next tool that I want to talk about, Google Drive. This is one of the most important tools that actually we use for our podcast. And it's such a good system because it's actually free. And there's tons of free storage space. So you can store up to, I believe it's 5 gigabytes of data for free. And then if you need more data than 5 gigs, I think it comes out to be something like $5 or $10 a month. And you can upgrade your storage to 100 gigs of data. And what you can do on Google Drive is basically it's like a Microsoft Office that's free. So you have Word documents, so you can write scripts, whatever it is that you want on there. That's basically how we wrote our free ebook, which if you haven't gotten, check it out at thewealthprojectpodcast.com/free book. The other thing you can do with Google Documents is you can make slideshows. So it's good for presentations for your business if you need. And there's spreadsheets. You can create a bunch of free spreadsheets. So that's good for tracking information and data if you need. Another great tool. And like I said, it's completely free unless you need that extra space. One of the bonus perks of Google Drive, though, is that everything is actually shareable. So while it is private, when you create the document, it's stored and it's shared, or it's not shared, rather, it's stored and only you have access to it. There is the option to share this content with people so that anybody in your business or whoever you want, clients or whatever, they can actually view the documents or the spreadsheets or whatever. And then you can also grant them access as like an administrator level so that they can edit and create and add documents to your drive as well. So that's how me and Sergio operate. If he's writing something, he'll put it in the drive, and then he gives me permissions, and I can go in, read it, and I can add improvements and whatnot. And great tool to use. So definitely check it out. Great for any business owner, as I said. The next tool I want to talk about, I believe this is our fourth or fifth tool now, Skype or Zoom. These both great tools to use. Basically what they are is they're communication tools. You can basically call anybody internationally through voice call or through video chat. And this is, again, completely free. There are some premium options if you wanted later on, but I think there's with the premium options in Skype, you can get call forwarding or something. So if you own a business and somebody calls your office and you're not at the office, you can actually have the number call forwarded and it'll call your Skype number, which will, if you have Skype downloaded on your phone, it'll go directly to your cell phone and you don't pay. I want to say the number is free, but the call forwarding feature is paid. So you definitely have to do more research on that. So I apologize, I'm not giving you as much information as possible. But like I said, it's a great tool. Another thing you can do with Skype and Zoom is you can record everything. So if you have a call or a voice call or a video call, you can record it. And that's actually what we use to record our podcast. So you're seeing me right now. I'm actually using Zoom right now to record this. The difference between these two things, Zoom is a little more business oriented in the sense that it allows for a bigger group and it has more control. So Skype is really good for one-on-one calls or maybe even like three-way calling. But when it comes to like big meetings and whatnot, I highly recommend Zoom. And with Zoom, what happens is you basically have this chat room that everybody can join, and you have this control. So you can have 100 people. I think it's up to 100 people on the free version. Again, I probably should have done some more research for you guys, so I apologize. I just wanted to give you guys these tools. But I think it's up to 100 people for free, and then you have to pay premium if you want to get more. But it basically allows you, if there's a speaker on that is talking and you don't want anybody else to talk, you have the control to mute everybody so they can type in the little chat room. There's a chat room next to the camera if you're doing a video call. They can type, but they won't be able to speak on their microphones until you've unmuted them. That's the other thing that I wanted to talk about with Zoom is with the video, you actually have the option to do a screen share. So screen share is where it'll show everything on your computer screen to everybody in that meeting room with you. So that's really great if you want to do like a PowerPoint presentation or something online, or you want to do a webinar. Really great tool. It really depends on what your business needs, right? Skype or Zoom. Check them both out. Definitely recommend both of them. Let's see, where are we here now? Our next tool, let's talk about Google Calendars. So Google Calendars, why this is such a big thing. I mean, if you ask any successful entrepreneur, they're going to tell you that time is probably your most valuable asset, and there's not enough hours in a day. If you're mentally driven to succeed, there's not enough hours in a day to do everything that you want, but you'll be super surprised at how much more efficient you're going to be when you plan everything accordingly. And that's where Google Calendars comes into play. You can schedule out your complete day, your month, your year. And basically with time management, it's such a key factor to success. So managing your time is super important, and Google Calendars allows you to do that absolutely free. But similar to Google Drive, what can actually happen is you can share that with whoever you want. So if your business has a team of 5 people, you can share that calendar so they can see, okay, this is what's on the schedule for today. This is what's on the schedule for this week. This is what's on the schedule for this month. And then again, similar to Google Drive, you can actually give people permissions to edit that. So everybody has access to that calendar, and they can punch in their information, like 7 o'clock, this guy's got an appointment. So he's open from 8 till 9 because his appointment's from 7 to 8. So it's a good way to track everything and just keep track of time. The bonus with both Google Drives and Google Calendars is that they're actually apps that you can just get on your phone, so you can take them virtually with you anywhere in the world. If you're on a vacation to Mexico or Hawaii or something and you need to schedule something, or you want to see how your business is doing back at home, how your team's doing, you can check the Google, as long as you got Wi-Fi or data, you can go onto your Google Calendar and check it out. So great tool to use again. The next tool I want to talk about, this one's a big one. I just recently discovered this one, and Serge doesn't even know about this one yet. So we're going to start using this one, and it's called LastPass. So as your business grows, you're going to find that you're going to have to manage dozens, maybe even hundreds of passwords, like websites, emails, shopping carts. Everything to do with your business is pretty much going to have a password with it. And if you store all that information on, like if you use Google Drive to store that information, it's not really encrypted, and it can be hacked. And the problem with when you get something hacked, I'm sure I don't have to tell you how devastating it could be if that's your income generator, and now somebody in the world has access to it. You can lose potentially everything. So it's a little bit scary, right? Well, LastPass actually allows you to generate completely random characters as a password, and basically makes it difficult to hack, but it's an encrypted service, so it's even more difficult to hack. So when you have random characters as a password, it's way more difficult than if your password was dog1234, right? If you have H, capital I, 5KL, something like that, more difficult to hack, as I've already said multiple times, but that's also pretty difficult to memorize. So chances are you have to write those down somewhere. LastPass actually will generate these passwords for you and store them for you as well in an encrypted server, so that it's basically ultimate security. With that, it's again similar to the Google products that we talked to. You actually have access to share this information with people. So you don't actually have to show them the password, but if you have a password to a website, like a web hosting site or whatever, and the password is stored on LastPass, you can actually share that with somebody, so they get access to your website. They can basically, if you're doing website design and you hired somebody to design your website, you can give them access to your website. They'll never have to know the password. And then as soon as they're done, you can kick them off and you can regenerate the password, whatever you want, or you can actually share that password like me and Serge are going to start doing here once I show him this LastPass. So he'll be able to see the password for everything, which we're going to regenerate everything because it's just much safer. And he'll be able to access everything that he wants by viewing those passwords. Basically, a system like this, it probably sounds pretty expensive, but here's the thing is that the Wealth Project Podcast, we're just starting out our business. And so our journey is to help people start out their business too. So to be honest, actually, LastPass is completely free with the premium option. We're not affiliated with it, so there's no sales pitch here. But if you wanted the premium version of LastPass, even though it's completely free, it's actually super cheap. It's $3 a month, $36 for the year. So definitely worth checking out. Check it out. Use it for everything. I highly recommend it. Let's jump into the next tool then. This is the final tool that I want to talk to you about, and that's Uber Suggest. And this is another tool that we've talked about in the past. We use it for everything. And once you get more advanced into basically advertising your business and trying to get your name out there, one of the things you're going to have to start doing is keyword research. Basically, you want to rank on search engines like Google or Yahoo or YouTube, whatever it is. You want to rank higher so that you're on the first page of those and get more views. Obviously, that speaks for yourself. I mean, I'm sure if you Google something, how often do you find yourself going to the second or third page? Usually you're searching on the first page and you find what you want in that information. So keyword research is the way it's done. So when you do that, you basically rank for a keyword, and what Uber Suggest does is it actually breaks down everything for you when you search a keyword. So if you were big into soccer, let's say, go into Uber Suggest and you type in soccer, it's going to show you how many monthly views or monthly searches, that the word soccer has, and how difficult it is to rank for that. So basically, if it could have 100,000 views per month, people are searching for it every month, 100,000 people searching for it every month, but it could be incredibly difficult to rank for because there's lots of competition. Uber Suggest is going to break that down for you and show you that. And if the competition is really hard or really high, then what happens is if you scroll down even lower, you can see a list of suggested keywords or similar phrases that basically you can try searching up, and it'll give you, if you click on those or search them up again on Uber Suggest, it'll give you all the same data. And great tool for keyword research. Definitely recommend it. It was developed by Neil Patel, who I mentioned earlier in the episode. He's basically one of the best marketing gurus in the world today, I would say. I'd credit him with probably top 5 marketing gurus. Check out his podcast if you haven't. He's got a wicked podcast called Marketing School. A lot of great information on there. And once again, this is another completely free tool to use. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out now. And I think that pretty much sums up the 8 tools that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So hopefully it provided you guys with some value. And if you liked our content, we appreciate if you give us a thumbs up, rate, like, comment, give us some feedback, whatever platform you're listening on to. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to post a link to all the tools and the social media networks that we talked about in the description below. So check out that. And once again, we appreciate everything that you guys do. If you haven't checked out our free ebook, once again, make sure you go to the wealthprojectpodcast.com/free book, enter your email, get a free copy. A lot of great information for starting your business on there. So we appreciate it as always. I think that pretty much sums it up. So we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully Sergio's back with us. Thanks again, as always. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Wealth Project Podcast. Visit our website at thewealthprojectpodcast.com. See you next episode.